Welcome everyone. Welcome to the 133rd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. It's Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute Education Department and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond and I'm joined by Mark and Peggy today as fellow hosts. And we are, of course, also joined and directed by the Universal Council members who will be presenting today's workshop. Okay, let's begin. Got something up here, just bear with me a second.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Mr.
Good morning. Yusuf Jan, can you hear me?
Okay.
Yes. Good morning. This is Azar, Yusuf Farsi. And today we have the pleasure to have head of the Keshe Foundation Iran here. His name is Yusuf Arqagani, and he took it upon himself to translate our vision. So he's going to read it for us. Although he has not much time, he doesn't sleep, but he really did a good job. Thank you, Yusuf Jan. یوسف جان سلام. ببین وقتی اسلایدها رو میخونی تموم میشه، یکیش میخونی تموم میشه، بگو نکس، بعد ریک اینو عوض میکنه میره تو بعدی. اوکی؟
اوکی. من ادامه باید بدم این رو تا انتها.
اینو میخونی تموم که شد، بعد میگی نکست، بعد ریک اسلاید بعدی رو میاره.
اوکی. جشن سالگرد امضای پیمان صلح جهانی سال سوم. One Planet, One Nation, One Race. از طریق زیبایی روح و تنوع زبانی که روی کره زمین صحبت می شود، همه جانها به همون اندازه برابر و یکسان هستند که در تصویر آفریننده خلق می شوند. Please next, Mr. Rick. امضای پیمان صلح جهانی. پیمان صلح جهانی در دوم و سوم اوت 2017 امضا شد. شورای جهانی از طرف تمام کشورهایی که زبان نماینده آنها صحبت می شود و شوراهای زمین از طرف قاره ها به امضا رسیده است. Next please. ارائه چشمانداز، کشاورزی و غذا، آموزش و تدریس، پایداری محیط زیست، ساخت توزیع کالا، انجمن‌های پشتیبانی، شغل و اشتغال، عدالت و برابری، بهداشت و مراقبت، ارتباطات و رسانه‌ها، صلح و آزادی، منابع و فناوری‌ها، فرهنگ، اوقات فراغت، فناوری فضایی. Next please. 5 ستون رکن ارکان اساسی شورای جهانی: صلح، وحدت، خدمت، اخلاق و روح. Please next. چشمانداز کشاورزی و غذا. چشمانداز ما اطمینان از وفور همیشگی نیازهای انرژی جهانی برای کلیه نیازهای غذایی، سلامتی و کلیه خلاقیت‌های بالقوه موجود در جهان و حتی فراتر از آن است. با در نظر گرفتن 5 ستون شورای جهانی، روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح، ما به عنوان راهبرد شرایط را برای این وفور انرژی جهانی برای همه موجودات در همه ارکان موجود ایجاد می‌کنیم. Please next. Next please.
یوسف جان عوض شده.
اوکی. یه مقدار کند بر من میاد، ببخشید. چشمانداز پایداری محیط زیست. چشمانداز ما همزیستی مسالمت آمیز برای همه موجودات با برابری، عزت و هماهنگی است. از آنجا که سیاره زمین یک مهد کودک برای روح‌های جدید است، ما محیطی پر از عشق و مراقبت از این روح‌های جدید ایجاد می‌کنیم تا از طریق اخلاق صحیح رشد و بالندگی کنند. با هدایت 5 ستون شورای جهانی، ما شرایطی را برای ارتقای روح سیاره زمین ایجاد می‌کنیم که به آن امکان ایجاد ترمیم و حفظ زیبایی طبیعی آن را می‌دهد. Next. چشم‌انداز ساخت و توزیع کالا. چشم‌انداز ما صلح جهانی از طریق تولیدات سازگار با محیط زیست و توزیع مجدد کلیه منابع اجتماعی در تهیه فراوانی همه مواردی است که برای تأمین نیازهای فردی و اجتماعی لازم است. از طریق 5 رکن روح، اخلاق، خدمت، اتحاد و صلح با شورای جهانی ما تولید و توزیع کالا را تضمین می‌کنیم تا در مورد نیاز، حفظ تندرستی، سلامتی، اتحاد، امنیت، حاکمیت، هماهنگی و کلیت برای همه انسان‌ها وجود داشته باشد. از طریق نوآوری ما به افراد اجازه می‌دهیم تا با خدمت به دانش و تجربه خود در جایی که مورد نیاز هست از فرایند تولید در هر مقیاس. Next please. چشم‌انداز انجمن‌های پشتیبانی. شورای جهانی با 5 رکن اصلی روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح به عنوان راهنمای هر روح با وفور و مهمان نوازی و بندگی پذیرا می شود. همه جوامع با اجرای کامل در محیطی صلح‌آمیز و مراقبت زندگی می کنند. همه انسان‌ها آزاد هستند که آنچه را که به زمین و جهان نیاز دارد دریافت کنند. Next please. چشم‌انداز شغل و اشتغال. دیدگاه ما این است که هر انسانی در هر کجا که مورد نیاز است و مطابق با میل شخصی به خدمت آزادانه کار کند. در خدمت به انسان زیبایی و ماهیت 5 رکن را نشان می‌دهد که روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح را ایجاد می‌کند. در این شرایط شغل و اشتغال بخشی از گذشته بشر است. Please. چشم‌انداز عدالت و برابری. چشم‌انداز ما برابری همه ارواح است، همونطور که مطابق نیازهایشان میدهند و میگیرند. ما با استفاده از 5 ستون شورای جهانی، روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح به عنوان راهنمایی‌ها برای رفتار انسان شرایطی را برای عدالت و برابری و صلح برای همه موجودات جهان و پس از آن ایجاد می‌کنیم. کلمه عدالت و برابری دیگر هیچ جایگاهی را در واژگان آدمی نخواهد داشت. وقتی همه روح‌ها در هماهنگی با خالق و جهان تابش می‌کنند. زندگی با افکار خوب، سخنان خوب و کردار نیک و عدالت و برابری ستون‌های اصلی رفتار انسان خواهند بود. پلیز. آیا درختان عدالت را می‌شناسند؟ ما انسان آفریننده هستیم و به اینجا آمده‌ایم تا به عنوان خالق این سیاره خلق کنیم. اما انسان با عدم درک اینکه کیست، زندگی بدور از ذات زندگی خود ایجاد کرده است. انسان ثروت را برای آینده جمع می‌کند. انسان حضور برای آینده را نادیده می‌گیرد. انسان برای آینده تقلب می‌کند و دروغ می‌گوید. انسان رنج می‌برد زیرا می‌خواهد رنج ببرد. رنج انسان نه از زندگی نکردن، بلکه از بین بردن ناشی می‌شود. پلیز. Next please, Mr. Rick. Thank you. آیا زنبورهای عسل عدالت
Rick, you have to go back to the previous one we skipped. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rick. آیا پروانه‌ها عدالت را می‌شناسند؟ یک خالق نمی‌داند رنج چیست. فقط هنگامی که به عنوان خالق تعامل را متوقف می‌کنیم تا موقعیت و جایگاه خود را در این جهان به دست آوریم و دریافت کنید و دست بدهید. شروع به ایجاد رنج برای خود و دیگران می‌کنید. همانطور که در این بهشت نشسته اید، این باغ زیبا از زمین تنها چیزی است که باید دید، جشن گرفت، مثل کریسمس، مثل نوروز. شما باید به اندازه کافی زنده باشید تا زیبایی انار را که از درختان انار مانند زیورالات آویزان شده است ببینید. درختان کاج را می‌بینید که شاخه‌های آنها به سمت خورشید طلوع می‌کند، جایی که برگ‌های آنها را با آسمان لمس می‌کند. پروانه‌ای می‌شود که هوا را پر می‌کند. Next please. آیا زنبورهای عسل عدالت را می‌شناسند؟ جایی که پروانه‌ها هوا را به رنگ ارغوانی بنفش پر می‌کنند، از آنها پیروی می‌کنند. هنگامی که پروانه‌ها پرواز می‌کنند و شکل‌های بال را باز می‌کنند، نور بنفش را به وجود می‌آورند و به دنبال آن عسل در زمین پدیدار می‌شود. همانطور که عسل زمین را لمس می‌کند، زنبور عسل که به سمت گل‌ها پرواز می‌کنند. گل‌ها را می‌بوسند و نورها به آسمان شلیک می‌شوند و ستاره‌هایی را خلق می‌کنند. ستارگان به گل‌ها می‌درخشند تا مادران خود را برای زنده ماندن ببوسند. پلیز. آیا ستاره‌ها از عدالت می‌دانند؟ آیا درخت انار، کاج، مگس‌ها، زنبورهای عسل، ستاره‌ها می‌دانند عدالت و برابری چیست؟ آنها آنقدر طولانی در هماهنگی و صلح زندگی کرده‌اند که عدالت و برابری برای آنها معنایی ندارد. این ما انسان‌ها هستیم که قبول کردیم، زیرا دولت‌های فعلی ما مدت‌ها در چنین موقعیتی پیچیده زندگی را ایجاد کرده‌اند و به همین دلیل ما کلمه عدالت و برابری را ایجاد کرده‌ایم. حتی با نوشتن کتاب‌های بسیار و کشتن درختان زیاد برای آن، هنوز ما هیچ تصوری نداریم که واقعاً عدالت و برابری چیست. اما پروانه می‌داند عدالت چیست؟ این بخشی از اوست. Next please. آیا انسان‌ها خواهان عدالت و برابری هستند؟ انسان باید موقعیت خالق به خود بگیرد و شروع به خلق در این سیاره کند. انسان باید به این باغ زمین بیفزاید و با آن یکی شود. هنگامی که انسان در درون خود صلح می‌یابد، دیگر نیازی به محافظت از دروازه عدالت و برابری ندارد. عدالت و برابری معنی و جایگاه خود را از دست می‌دهد. بشر، درخت انار، درخت کاج، پروانه، زنبور عسل، همه به عنوان یکی با بقیه موجودات در این سیاره و فراتر از آن تعامل دارند. وقتی یک روز در زیر آفتاب مشغول تماشای درخت کاج بودم، همه اینها را درست جلوی چشمانم دیدم. پلیز. بشر به عنوان سازنده صلحجو است. در باغ هیچ درخت اناری وجود نداشت، اما من آن را خواستم و آنگاه باغ را پر از انار کردم. آنها از باغ‌های مادر بزرگم آمدند و وقتی دختر بچه‌ای بودم آنها را به یاد می‌آورم. زیبایی من در تعامل با درختان کاج، درخت انار، با پروانه آسمان، گل و زنبورها و نور ستارگانی که آنها دیده می‌شوند برای من خیلی واقعی بود. باغی که در آن قرار داشتم مرا در تک تک برگ‌ها و شاخه‌ها نگه داشت و پوست مرا نوازش می‌کرد، انگار که من جزء آنها هستم. ما زندگی در این سیاره را جشن می‌گرفتیم و فراموش کردیم چه کسی هستیم. اسم نداشتیم. من، پروانه و گل و زنبور عسل و بقیه بودم. Next please. چشمانداز بهداشت و مراقبت از همه موجودات. هدف ما تضمین سلامت و تندرستی دائمی همه موجودات در جهان و فراتر از آن است. با در نظر گرفتن 5 رکن، روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح به عنوان دستورالعمل‌های جهانی، ما شرایطی را برای محیط‌های متعادل برای همه انسان‌ها در تمام ابعاد موجودی ایجاد می‌کنیم. Next please. چشمانداز ارتباطات و رسانه‌ها. چشمانداز ما این است که از طریق کلیه کانال‌های ارتباطی به طور آزادانه اطلاعات مداوم و دقیق را با همه موجودات به اشتراک بگذاریم. مطابق 5 رکن، روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح. اطلاعات را شفاف و در دسترس قرار می‌دهیم تا همه موجودات آنچه را که لازم دارند بردارند و همونطور که می‌خواهند ارتباط برقرار کنند. پلیز. چشمانداز صلح و آزادی. چشمانداز ما صلح جهانی همیشگی است. با استفاده از 5 ستون شورای جهانی، روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح ما تضمین می‌کنیم که انسانیت به طور مساوی با جامعه جهانی تعامل دارد و بخشی از جامعه جهانی است. در تمام ابعاد، سطوح و جنبه‌ها برای همه انسان‌ها حفظ شده است. Next please. چشمانداز منابع و فناوری‌ها. چشمانداز ما که از 5 ستون پیروی می‌کند که روح، شخصیت، وحدت، خدمت و صلح است، از منابع بخش نامحدودی از این سیاره و فراتر از آن است. تکنولوژی چیزی است که درک انسان از قانون عالم و آفرینش را برمغان می‌آورد و با آن آرامش، ثروت، ثبات، سلامت و شادی را برای بشر در این سیاره و فراتر از آن برمغان می‌آورد. بشر از همه پتانسیل‌های جهان برای تمام نیازهای خود به عنوان انسان و جامعه جهانی استفاده می‌کند و سفر فضایی را آغاز می‌کند. با درک تازه بشر از منابع و روشی که همه ساکنان این سیاره، خود سیاره و دیگر موجودات در جهان ایمن هستند. Next please. چشمانداز فرهنگ و اوقات فراغت. دیدگاه ما گسترش زیبایی از طریق غنا و تنوع فرهنگ هاست. شناخت و درک فرهنگی ما از قدرت یکدیگر ما را به عنوان یک نژاد متحد می‌کند. فرهنگ جهانی با توجه به 5 رکن استوار است: روح، اخلاق، خدمت، وحدت و صلح. طیف کامل عشق زمین در سراسر گیتی منتشر می‌شود. Next please. فرهنگ و اوقات فراغت. چشمانداز ادامه دارد. باغ خالق در سیاره زمین. Next please. چشمانداز فناوری‌های فضایی. هدف ما پیوستن به جامعه جهانی در تمام سطوح زندگی از طریق سفر فضایی فیزیکی و سفر با استفاده از روح است. تا زمانی که به جامعه جهانی برسیم، آنها به ما ملحق می‌شوند تا درک خود و حیات سیاره‌ای خود را غنی کنیم. در عمیق‌ترین فضا تجلیگاه انوار الهی است و مقصد نیز دشت‌های خالق است. Please. Next please. Okay.
Merci, Mr. John. Can we go to the next? I think this is it. This is the end of it. Mr. John, merci. خیلی ممنون. Thank you so much for everyone listening to this.
Thank you, Mr. Rick.
Okay, so we move to the main presentation now with the...
Yes.
Okay, just a second.
Okay, so we already started this presentation with the Farsi version of the One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace. And this is a quote from Mr. Keshe: "Through the beauty of the soul of diversity of the languages spoken on planet Earth, all souls are equal and all are as creators, as they are created in the image of the Creator." So welcome everyone. Next slide, please. I wonder if Caroline is here.
Yes, hello, I'm here. I have the honor to do the invitation to Linz, Austria, to our beautiful exhibition. My name is Caroline, I'm UC German, and this is why I am in charge of inviting you all. You are going to see the new Universal Body Enhancement Unit, and the exhibition will start September 3rd. Everything is going to be prepared. So today is Tuesday, only 2 times sleeping, and then we can start our beautiful exhibition. If you like to come, here you can see the link to the entry ticket on the internet on store.keshefoundation.org. You will find the entry ticket. So looking forward to seeing you all. If you can go to the next slide, please.
Yes, and here we want to show a document, that an invitation to the same exhibition that it's worked out in a collaboration between Universal Council and the Universal Council supporters. Can you pick up that document, Rick? Okay. So then it's Dean. Are you there, Dean?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello, everybody. This is Dean from the UK, the Universal Council support member. This is the invitation written by the Universal Council to all of the beautiful people and souls that can be present at the exhibition. So we would like to send this invitation out to all the ministers and heads of state and many people that would be interested in attending this exhibition. So the letter goes as invitation. Dear Honourable Permanent Secretaries of State, Ministers of Agriculture, Health, Environment, Industries, Energy, Education, Space, ambassadors and diplomats from all embassies present in Austria. To all embassies present in Austria. We, the Universal Council, on behalf of Keshe Foundation, are honoured to invite Your Excellencies to attend the Universal Body Enhancement Exhibition, which will be held from September the 3rd, 2020 in Linz, Austria. Keshe Foundation is a world scientific organisation whose main goal is to implement all aspects of the Keshe plasma science and technologies, as presented by nuclear engineer Mehran Tavakoli Keshe, through the fundamental understanding in different areas by application of the space technology, health, agriculture, environmental, energy and materials. As a unique and prosperous global manufacturing organisation, our vision is to unite all communities through the implementation of plasma technologies. Through the application of the new plasma technology, we reduce health costs and make this accessible and affordable by all citizens. As well, we bring about national food security in investing in new methods of agriculture to increase harvest. We make sure that environmental cleanup of land and air can be achieved, and we support energy development to make each nation self-sufficient. Constructing industrial zones tailor-made for your nation, the investments are 100% made by Keshe Foundation Manufacturing, providing research and development products, technologies, jobs, and education. The industrial zones are simply the means of walking towards an era of abundance for your nation. Keshe Foundation, the solution and conditions that will improve your nation and your neighbouring nations to equal standards. Joy and beauties of this new plasma technology, delivering breakthrough products to serve humanity and all, and through global education. Universal Council, and the address is info@keshefoundation.org. So it would be wonderful to see many of you beautiful souls that are around this planet and will receive this invitation to attend this conference, this exhibition set forward by Mr. Keshe and the Keshe Foundation. We welcome your souls gladly and hope that you will participate and be part of this beautiful process that the Keshe Foundation has brought forward for all of humanity, and that includes you and your soul. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dean. So we can go back to the presentation now. And to the next slide. Is Stefania there?
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Can you say something about the peace dome? You want to?
Yes, yes, that every Sunday we invite everyone all over the world to spray around 12 European time to spread the guns, and this with the intention of create the dome peace all over the world. So I definitely invite everyone that every Sunday to do this. So it's just different way to connect. So we can connect between all of us. So if you've never done before, you can take your ganses and with a spray and just spray in the air at 12 p.m. with intention to create the dome, the plasma dome. Thank you.
Yeah, just one comment. I think it's 12 and 18. I think it's changed.
Yeah, I didn't see the 18 here. That's why I didn't say it because
so
yeah, usually is
so it will suit everyone. So please join. It's even fun to do. Okay, thank you, Stefania. So we can go to the next slide.
Thank you, Stefania. Thank you, Marie. We are all spraying for this peace dome, the home, and it is looking like a Taj Mahal. I know everyone has seen the picture of the Taj Mahal, if not gone there. So this is so beautiful, you know, so much peaceful, so much loving. So welcome, my dear ones. Welcome to the one planet, one race, one nation, and welcome to the universal energy, the universal community of love and peace. This is an invitation I am repeating because this has to be repeated again and again. This is an invitation to join the Universal Council as a member or Universal Council support as a member. And please, with your heart and soul, join. As a soul being, we are all universal energy related and interaction with the creator. And we have all the knowledge to join this universal community. Please join. And there's a background information about the Universal Council can be found in the UC Charter and the UC mandate on the homepage of UC. The decision to join will be made by your soul. Yes, the decisions should be made by your soul because your soul have all the power, all the knowledge the creator has given you. You're only straight with the creator and you can sign the membership with your soul. This is so important. So as you're signing with the full knowledge at the level of understanding of the creator, of the ethos of the creator, so there will be no walking on fire, no burning your feet, no voting, no competition, no examination, then you can see the beauty that has been there and appeared again, and feel the love, the supreme magic of the Creator in the universal community. Prepare yourself vertical with all the pillars of soul, peace, unity, and love to be the giver. We are all made in this manner to give. So the universal, fill the form, and B, join the group. Universal Council members can join the open language positions also. Universal Council support members can join any chosen languages. Apply by filling in the form at the bottom of this page. Rick, can you open the page, please, of the application?
Okay, just a minute.
Okay, I'll recite a little poem. As this is the key time to become a butterfly. So, dear ones, especially I appeal, this is an appeal, a call of love, to a presentation of love, to join, especially the younger generation, as the beauty and totality is here already appeared. Please join. There is no struggle anymore. So become a butterfly, transform into a butterfly, fly high and high into the colors of the rainbow, fell in love with all the lovers passes by. This is the universal page, Universal Council page. You can go through the Universal Council page. You have the information all there. Receive the information. And this is the universal page. This is a very beautiful page. I mean, all the pages are beautiful in our foundation. This is a very beautiful page. Yes. Thank you, Peggy. So this is the page. You can come and join straight without anything. You are the knowledgeable being. Always you are. Be that. Be that way. Be in that lovely way. This is the application. This is the application and coming. Yes. In the colors of the rainbow. This is the application coming. So this is the application. You have to fill it with your soul, heart and soul, sign with your soul, as we are all knowledgeable at the level of the Creator loves us all equally. And there is nothing you have to do. Nothing you have to struggle anymore. So please join. And I love if you join the Universal Council together. Call for this love for Universal Council members and Universal Council support. Thank you very much, dear ones. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Sweta.
Marie, can I just quickly say something? It's Dean again here. Can I just quickly say that there are many nations out there, smaller nations that have a small amount of people compared to the nations, the greater nations. But you are equal, and you're all welcome. It would be wonderful to have a Universal Council representative from each of these smaller nations. So with all these nations coming together as one, because we are one planet, it will make a great difference to humanity. Understand this, this council, everything that's set up within the Keshe Foundation is for humanity. That's you. That's every single one of you. Understand that we are all one and that we are all here to be together as in the most beautiful way to help each other and to thrive with abundance. The Keshe Foundation are offering all the facilities for human beings, creatures, souls to have the most joyous, wonderful time on this planet right now, in this moment. Please join us.
Thank you, Dean. Well, I'm representing one of those tiny nations with the Norwegian language. We're not many, but we are in the Universal Council.
And thank you very much for doing that. That's beautiful of you. And I really wish that more nations would come forward and be part of this process, because as I said before, it's for humanity. It's for us, this planet, all of us, each and every one of us. We're all
you're right.
We're all equal.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you.
And we can go to the next slide. And here's the soul teaching. I didn't introduce myself. I am Marie. I'm representing the Norwegian language in the Universal Council. This is a list of soul teachings that was made a couple of years ago. These teachings are from 2017, actually. And after listening to Stefania, which were on the Mojan program, I think this is the start of the Mojan program for the public, actually. But I'm not sure, but this is what I think it is. Because when I started this list, it was like the start of a new book, I remember, because it's all taken from public teachings, and there was like a new book. So I think it's the start of the Mojan public teaching for everyone who was not in the Mojan program. Okay, so last time we heard, and this part is called the ethos of the universe. It's from Knowledge Seekers Workshop 193rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop, October 12, 2017. And last time we heard how to manifest yourself in deeper space. And that was very interesting to hear again, you know. So when we are traveling with our souls, which we are going to do one day, all of us, and we're traveling around in space, and we just feel this breeze of peace and tranquility, and we want to rest, and we start using our soul to make because we might not see anything where we feel this peace. So we have to change the gravitational magnetical fields around us from our soul. And then we manifest ourselves, or we can just stay as a soul and observe the environment and everything. Very exciting. So it's very detailed description of how to manifest yourself in deeper space. So the next part here is called interaction with others, because we might meet someone up there, wherever it is. And there is much more in this 10 minutes part than interaction with others, but just listen, and maybe we can discuss it later on. And I also invited Stefania to comment on it, because she might remember more from the Mojan program by listening to it. So then we'll play it, Rick. Thank you.
Okay, let me open the video here. Okay, here we go. This is a segment from the 193rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop.
You come from. If you see, you come in touch, you feel another being. There is no sign language. There is no other languages. Nobody understands English or German or French. You speak through the language of the soul, as we thought before. You have to understand, universe is a peaceful environment. Unless you get yourself in a, what I call, for example, the magnetic gravitational field turbulences, which is dynamic because another condition is getting created, then you are 99% safe. We have not seen any wars in the space. And I hope human race does not start it either. And this is part of this teaching. As we saw in the present speech of the American president, shamefully spending 700 million for military application and not 700 million for feeding the nation and the world brings a lot of pain. In a space, 700 billion in whatever currency spent totally on creating more peaceful conditions for the universe. It's only man who buys tools to kill more that he thinks is peaceful. There is no terrorism in the space unless the man gets in and tries to terrorize, and he'll be handled it very correctly. There is no tools for war and there is no gun policy for peace. You travel with your own soul and you are responsible. There is no armies, because when you make a collection of the souls, they all work according to the level of the peace which they all carry. So collective souls traveling together in space, like you travel in the aeroplane, is all peaceful. It means I don't take because I have what I need. I interact with you because I want to learn from you. I interact with you not because I want to take from you. Man is a taker and he has to change to share. And this takes a lot of understanding. This takes a lot of understanding in how we share, in how we understand. In space, there are no wars, even though a lot would like to make us to believe because it sells stories. I come from deep space. I have seen none. It's our soul which travels, not our physicality. The process has to be very clear. When you reach a point in a space, when you feel through the strength of your soul, you can extend your souls to the edges of the universe and feel the totality of it. The time of traveling and seeing the horizon of the soul of the man is the boundary of the universe, not the curvature of the planet Earth. This is what we have to learn. What I teach is, as I said, for universal community. As man cannot understand most of it, but they can imagine what could be available. It is available. It's not something to be. But the knowledge of the man is not advanced enough to see it. But those who have knowledge in their operation of their soul see and can operate. We all know the knowledge. It's for us to take the shackles of the limits of our prejudices of wanting to be only on earth, wanting only to be able to see the humans, has given us the restriction. Open the eye of the soul, you will see the soul of the universe. This is what and how it works in the universe. We have to be able to understand when we go into deeper space, how do we understand another soul? How do we work with another soul? Are we going to be the habit of the man to take? Or are we going to be the habit of the universe to give? A lot of you, even in production of your system, have not understood this. That's why in every aspect of the technology, people are failing, because you always got the whole principle the wrong way around. In a coming time, we teach more about it. But now you have to understand, in so many ways, as I was teaching recently, I was told you show a lot of green gardens, but can you show the path to them? The path to these, what I call pastures, is the understanding of the soul of the man, not a method how to make a coil or a GANs. As I've said many times, when you make the ganses, don't look at the physicality of the ganses, which 99.999% of you do. Look at the interaction of the fields which the ganses produce. Then you understand the interaction of the field of your soul. Because when you can feel the interaction of the fields of a system you made, it means you look at it, you touch it through the strength of your soul, not the physicality and tangibility of the existence of the gans or the body of the man. This is the difference between the true man of God and the true man of physicality. And we would like to see the God. But if you understand the creation, you understand the Creator sees through the soul, not the physicality, as he takes the physicality in any dimension, anywhere in the universe. The Creator does not manifest himself as a human on planet Zeus, and will be the physicality of the man in planet Zeus. This is what man thinks, this is what man gets, he makes suits for it, and he tries to confine the body of the man in different shape of spacesuits, where he does not understand he has the freedom of the soul of the man, which wears no suit in the space of the universe. We have to understand the totality. We have to understand the reality. Then we gradually become the creatures of the universe. What do we do in deep space when we see our soul needs energy? Do we go and rob another? Or do we give from our higher strength that it allows us to receive the strength we need by movement, by changing the position? We saw with magnets, which Rick showed a few weeks ago. You look at a system, when you put a magnet, the other magnets move. But you shouldn't look at the physicality of movement of magnets. Look which fields are being given to the point that you put the magnet in. You will see it will receive from many a higher strength, but it'll give more through its lower strength in gravitational field. This is how we absorb fields in the universe. And from what I see in the teachings and the people, man's knowledge has not matured to understand this. I explain this in many of the teachings in respect to the banana. The more of the banana you peel, the more beauty and energy is released from inside, which means you have access to more bananas to eat. The field of the universe are the same. The more you take of the outside, which is protection, the more you receive from inside, from the gravitational fields, which the others are there to give. This is the way the soul of the universe works. This is the way where the man has to mature into this knowledge. It's not something that you see, you understand, you grasp. You have to mature not only to grasp it, but to understand how to use the knowledge, how appropriately to bring it into the interaction that gives you what you need. Those of you who slowly get educated and mature in the operation of your soul will test, you will see, as I've said many times before. You need two entities of a large difference in field strength of gravitational and magnetical, that the interaction of the two leads to production of matter state or field state.
think you
We
can
see it
stop
in
there.
the
Stop
operation of the sun. And
okay, that was the next part we started. There are so much wisdom in this 10 minutes that it's crazy. He starts with telling us that we have to understand that the universe, it's a peaceful place. So there is no place for war and what is he saying? Terrorism and things that humans have been doing for years, hundreds of years. But in the universe, there is all peace. Let me see. So, and when you travel with your soul, you are responsible. So it's your responsibility that you bring peace. And he talks about that the many souls travel together as a collective together. And they are also peaceful, of course. And when you interact with someone, it's because you want to learn, or if someone interacts with you, they want to learn something from you. They are not going to take something from you, and you are not going to take something from them either. But it's learning and sharing. And he says that man or humanity, we have to change because we are takers, and that's all the aggression and things that we have here on Earth, and we need to put that behind us. Yeah, and he also emphasized that I think he's saying that most of those who travels in space travels with their soul, not the physicality. And I think it's to travel with a physical spaceship, you can do that, but you cannot go very far or very fast. I don't know. So it's much easier and more convenient to travel with your own soul. So your soul is your spaceship. And he says, when you reach a point, you feel this with the strength of your soul. So you have to feel this. And he also says that when you travel with your soul, and you can extend your soul to the edges of the universe and feel the totality. That sounds fantastic. Then the horizon is not the horizon, or the horizon of the soul of the man is the boundary of the universe, not the curve of the planet. So that is what we need to learn. It's a big task. And he also says that we have to open the eye of the soul so we can see the soul of the universe. And this is how it works in the universe. And he also says, how can you, people say, tell Mr. Keshe or the creator that you show us a lot of green gardens, but can you show us the path to the green gardens? And the path is to understand the soul of the man. So haven't we heard that very many times, that we need to understand our own soul? Then the doors to the universe will open. And he talks about how we should look at the interaction of the fields when we work with our ganses. And then you understand that the interaction of the fields of your soul. So we learn by ganses to understand our soul. Because when we can feel the interaction of the fields of a system. It means when you look at it, you touch it and you touch it through the strength of your soul. So you're using your soul. If you can feel your system, you're using your soul. Okay. Yeah, and it also says that the creator is also sees through the soul. Not the creator is not in physicality, but he can manifest himself in anywhere, like we can do when we learn how to use our soul. Yeah, and it also talks, this is a little bit funny, he talks about when we travel with the soul of the man, our own soul, we don't need a spacesuit. And actually, I read in one of the books, I can't remember which one, from Mr. Keshe, that in this, I think it's book number 1, where it's about the matters, like the antimatter and transitional matter and matter. And when we are in the matter environment, like we are on Earth, we are kind of manifested through the matter maps. But if we are in the transition environment or in principle environment, we don't need a spacesuit. Our body would probably work the same. Well, this is what I thought I understood, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay. So then he asks, what do we do when we see that our soul needs energy when we are traveling out in space? So then we have to interact with the other souls out in the space, and he says here that we give from our higher. Oh no, I have to read it. What do we do in deeper space when we see our soul needs energy? Do we go and rob another, or do we give from the higher strength that it allows us to receive the strength we need by movement, by changing the position? Okay. Yeah, and then he has this nice story that I actually remember from 2017 about the banana, because in a way, the fields of the universe are like a banana that you peel. The more beauty and energy is released, the more you peel it, the more beauty and energy is released from inside. So the more we take from the outside, which is kind of protecting it, the more we receive from the inside. And this is the way the soul of the universe works. And this is the way where the man has to mature into this knowledge. Okay, that was my summary. Anyone want to say something about what they heard from Mr. Keshe or from me?
Hello to everyone. I have a little question. First, I thank you for your telling about it and showing us the film. And what is planet Zeus? What does that mean?
Planet Zeus.
Zeus.
I think, I'm not sure, but I've heard that many times. Planet Zeus. It's like, I don't know if it's actually exists, but I think it's when Mr. Keshe is talking about a planet. There are billions or trillions of planets, you know. So just any planet, it's Planet Zeus. I don't know. What do you say, Rick? You know. You've been there longer than me.
I don't actually know, but There are, I'm not sure if it's spelled like Z or Z, EUS, like Zeus, or is it Zeus like Dr. Zeus? I'm thinking in my later years, I'm thinking it's more like Dr. Zeus. And that would have been one of the books, I think, of Dr. Zeus is of the planets, and probably there's a planet of Zeus. So it basically represents somewhere out there that's other than Earthling type planet, where there might be other beings, but they may not look like us and may not behave the same. So it's a generic kind of planet out there somewhere.
It's a synonym for
Keshe
every.
refers to. Go ahead.
You mean it's a synonym? The word Zeus is a synonym for each planet in our galaxies.
It could be any planet really that's anywhere in the universe, and he refers to it as maybe it's in our galaxy, maybe it's in another galaxy, but wherever that planet is will be much different than Earth. And if we go there, the atmosphere could be different, the gravity could be different. The people he talks about, the beings might have 10 arms and a dozen legs and that kind of thing. And we have to, learn to be tolerant and more inclusive of what we call life, and how to interact. How do we communicate with such beings?
So now I understand. Zeus means there are planets, and each planet has its own special things, as the Earth has. So this is what I understand. That's the meaning of it.
I like the way Rick said it was generic. It's kind of not specific, but it's
Generic.
somewhere out there.
Yes.
It's kind of representing all of it.
Okay. So thank you very much.
Thank you for your question. It was an interesting question.
It is the place where the soul of the man came from.
Can you repeat that?
Could you say that again, Jalal?
It is the place where the soul of the man came from, the origin.
Are you guessing, or is it?
No, it's not guessing. It's very easy to connect to it.
But the soul of the man, I mean, aren't we created on the earth? It's soul of the man. Or are you thinking about the first plasma or principal fields? Or what are you talking about? Can you explain more?
Okay. If you go to the circle or the cycle of creation, it's began with ray. Go back a little bit from where this ray came. If we say this, our solar system came from ray from the sun. Okay. What create the sun? A ray from the universe. What create this universe? A ray from the and go back to the origin of our universe. So this is the soul of the man. The origin of that.
That's not what I got from it at all, but everybody has a different interpretation, I guess. Do you have a reference to that where he mentions that at all, Jalal, or is it that's your impression or feeling about it, which is usually pretty accurate? Sometimes you have a direct reference. I'm just wondering if you're doing that one.
Yeah, Mr. Keshe, he spoke about this planet Zeus so many times, 2-3 times in the private teaching. Let me gather my information of that. I'm sure he explained it in 2 equations or 3. I will dig in that. Give me some minutes here.
Dan has a clue, perhaps. He says where all souls come from and where they go, to the source of the creator, to the source, to the creator. 302nd Knowledge Seekers Workshop, perhaps. Is that also mentioned planet Zeus in that reference, Dan? Is that what you mean? Does it have a direct reference to planet Zeus in that? Oh, well then it's not relevant to what we're talking about here.
This is Marie. I stick with the version of Rick because that's how I have heard it, but I have never heard an explanation about what planet Zeus actually is.
It is in the private teaching, Maria. He mentioned that in the private teaching.
Okay, I haven't been through everything. Is there any other comments or about what we heard? Questions, comments?
I would like to add, if we are creators, we can create whatever we need. Not what we want, what we need. If you want to create your own ship to go wherever you want, any other planet, you can. You will be able to. You can create whatever you need. You won't have to build your home anymore. You can create it. You can make it, conceive it. You conceived your own body, your physical body. You conceived it in your mother's womb. What else do you want?
I remember something Mr. Keshe said about the need I think in the last Knowledge Seekers Workshop, or very close to that one, where he said that if you, for instance, take the plasma water, it only does something if you need it. So it's not like you can say that it didn't work, because if the need is not there, it will not do anything. So it's kind of it only gives if you have a need.
How many times have you heard Mr. Keshe say you are creators? At least 50 times. We are all creators. We just don't know how to do it. We're learning right now.
Or we are creating all the time, probably. We are because we are this souls. It's not like we haven't found our souls. The soul, we are souls all the time, and we are creating and interacting with others through our soul, but we are not aware of it. We are not aware of what we're doing. So that is what we have to learn.
Yeah, you have been taught you are your physical body, but you are not your physical body. You are your soul. You are eternal. Right now, you're in this physical body, which is your puppet, your suit you have on right now. The day we say you die, you don't die. Your soul decides to leave the body because it's not useful for him anymore. And tomorrow, the day after, it'll take another body. It'll create it.
Perhaps the difference lies in whether we are a conscious creator or an unconscious creator.
Well, right now we are unconscious. That's what Mr. Keshe is teaching us, to be conscious of what our soul can do.
And we have to be responsible, because even if when we have war and are angry and all this, and have all this not very pleasant sending out all these fields, we create with that. We create, so we create more mayhem.
But why are we in one nation, one what is it? One religion and one, what's the third word? I forget now.
One nation, one planet, one race.
Exactly. We're all one. We've got to learn not to destroy. Man destroys everything. Soul doesn't destroy. Soul creates. We've got to forget all our bad habits. We were only taught bad habits all our life. And we've got to forget all those things, because if not, we won't be able to go into space. The first condition is you have to forget about all your bad habits to be able to go into space.
I think we first have to be conscious of the things we have to feel with ourselves, and to develop, to come back to our knowledge of the soul. And if we have done this, we are in a big consciousness to get in contact with our soul. I hope
Exactly.
I hope you understand what I mean.
Yes, yes. We have to recuperate our connection with our soul. Yes. Churches normally think they're the owners of your souls, so they're the intermediary people that deal with you. But you've got to forget about that. That's why Mr. Keshe says all churches would disappear, because you know what you can do. You are creators.
John, everything you do is a creation. Every moment that you breathe, every moment that you look at something, everything you do is created from your thoughts and intentions. Every single one of us. And you create.
Yeah, but what intentions? The bad habits you learned here on earth, or the good intentions you had when you were in that other life?
These the environment that we live in, John, right now, the conditions that we have are conditions and environments that are given to us, that we need to change individually within ourselves, and then to the greater family. So we'll spread this out. So the environment changes, so the conditions change, so that when you then suddenly get peace within yourself and within the conditions around you, then we will then be in a position to be able to travel in space. As we are all from space, we're all space travelers, whatever you want to call it anyway. Yeah. We're all souls. We all have, as you said, an eternal soul. And if you've got an eternal soul that is given to you, each and every one, whether you are, doesn't matter what position you have in life, you can be a man on the street, you can be Prime Minister of England, it makes no difference. You're all equal. You are a soul. And the sooner that this planet and the people of the humanity understands their true beauty of what they really are, then we will start to travel in space freely.
Exactly.
And I think with the conversation and the intentions of these teachings from Mr. Keshe, and the knowledge that is being spread now across the globe, across this planet, this gives us the ability to reach this position very soon, very quickly. I think the exhibition in Linz is going to be a big pivotal point for humanity. It's about to release the technologies that will give humanity the ability to understand its beauty. It's a gift that is given from the Creator. It's within each and every one of us. We all have it. We're all equal. Every single human being on this planet.
Exactly. But forget about the technologies. Yes, Mr. Keshe is teaching us the technologies, but the first thing he's teaching you is by the 21st of March next year, you've got to be conscious of your soul and know how to deal with it, and let your soul have the power to drive everything.
Can I jump in here? You want to listen for 2 minutes how and how you can travel?
Is this from the private teaching?
Yes, it's only 1 minute.
Yeah, you can't play it. You cannot play it here from the private teaching, no. As we do not have permission to play the private teachings in the public.
All right.
You can paraphrase what was said or something, but we can't play the videos or the audio directly from the private teaching is the way I understand it. Belongs in the private teaching. It's all copyrighted there.
Jalal, I'm sure you can, with your wisdom, you can show us, you can tell us exactly what it is with your thoughts and intentions right now.
Put it into your own words, or just paraphrase, or you can, even say it, but we just can't play the video.
Okay, to travel or to do anything, what you need. And all of us, we worked with the matter and nano coating and gases. What that mean? You have high level strength and you have a low level strength. Yes? Say yes.
Yes, Jalal, yes.
Okay. So if you put a matter state with nano state, that means you have high level strength with low level strength. It is always like this. You need two. So in your physicality, you have physicality and you have soul of physicality. Leave the soul of the man. Leave now soul of the man in the out of the equation now. So what you need? You need a gravitational, magnetical, and you need magnetical, gravitational. In this teaching, this is the 18th of November 2015 AM session. It's very beautiful teaching. And in that teaching, Mr. Keshe said, if you want to go to Rome in 12 o'clock and you want to go another place in 2 o'clock, you need only to control your emotion. What's the meaning control of your emotion? Every one of us have different idea how to control his emotion. But what you do, you make the reference point as a high level point, and what you connected to it is a low strength. If you remember always, Mr. Keshe said, ask. What that mean? That mean you need. Mr. Keshe said, be humble. What that mean? Be in a way you need. That you put yourself in the low position that the high level strength give you. What that mean, give you? It's very easy. It is like, a flow of field. You just touch yourself to it. But you need one thing, you need to detach from something to attach to another thing. Normal in our life, we have two. We have physicality and we have emotion. Both of them, physicality attached to the emotion, and we think that the emotion attached to a higher, but in a way, our emotion attach itself again to the physicality. So we are not going anywhere. Detach from physicality, attach to a higher level. And if you think that soul of the man within you, even if it's not within you, but you know about it because you are created from it. We see it in the method when we make ganses. We have matter state, this is physicality. We have nano state, this is the emotion. We have ganses, and this is the soul for this set. So you must have a soul, and that means soul which connected to the universe. Detached from physicality, attached to the soul, and see where you go from there. But don't force it as you want to see it in physicality. In the dreamland, we do it when we sleep. What we do, we attach ourselves from physicality. We leave the physicality to sleep. So we attach ourselves to another high level strength. That's all. But you do it with the sleep because that is the way. So do it without sleep. Do it when you are aware that you are doing it. So you are aiming. That means you put your attention to it. And if I could put this teaching 2 or 3 minutes, you will understand. But for the people who is in the private teaching, they can go to it. And
thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Could you put that reference in the chat so that the students can
Yes, of course,
access it?
Yes, I will do it.
We can tempt others with it.
Any
No problem.
Is it my internet? It's very bad. Or
Pardon
you
me?
finished?
I could add, Sveta must
Yeah.
have a very good idea of how all this works, as her upbringing in India is very much nearer to all these teachings.
Yes, yes. Thank you, John. As you said, that we have to get rid of the bad habits. We have the contamination. We have to get rid of the contamination. So can I share a little story, Murray? If there is time?
Of course.
Okay, okay. So there is as John said, this is a story. We have grown up with these stories. This is a story from the book Panchatantra about 4 friends. And these stories are all over the world, all over the book of wisdom. You know, you can get it from everywhere. But people neglected these stories as stories because these stories in these stories there are a huge, a large, a vast amount of knowledge anyone can get anytime. So I am going to the story as Murray says, the soul enhances how about according as the ethos of the creator. So once upon a time, there were 4 friends in a village. 3 of these 4 friends were very learned, very intelligent, and in this physicality, we can say good. The 4th friend was, whose name is Subuddhi, I will not repeat the name, was not much learned in structures or sciences. Well, you can say not very educated according to the physical way, but he is always a soulful, lovely being of love, always loved the nature, always loved the condition he was in, like loving condition. This is all the knowledge he have. And he says, I have all this knowledge. I am being with this knowledge and I have experience of this lovely knowledge always. So he knew from his childhood what is to be done, which way and when. So, so one day, the three learned, very intelligent friends thought that there was no use of these learning unless it brought money, pride, status, and fulfill all their needs, what they needed. They decided to travel all distant towns and cities in order to impress and try their luck. They didn't want their fourth friend with them, as he was not learned like them. However, they agreed to take him along with them, taking into account that he was their friend since childhood. After this, the four friends set out on a long journey. They wandered from one town to another, looking for an opportunity to earn all they need. One day, during their journey, they had to cross a dense forest. While passing through the forest, they saw a heap of bones lying under a tree. On seeing the heap of bones, one of the learned friends said, Friends, this is a good opportunity to test our skills. I think these bones are of a certain animal. Let us bring it to life using the knowledge we have acquired. The first friend said, Fine, I will use my skills to assemble the bones into a skeleton. Then he chanted a mantra. In India, we do that, and ordered all the bones to come together, forming a skeleton. When the skeleton was ready, the second friend chanted some another mantra, commanding flesh and blood to the to fill the skeleton and the skin to cover it. Now it looks like a lifeless but extremely dangerous lion like a monster. As the third learned friend stood up to do the final act of putting life into the lifeless body, the fourth friend, Subuddhi, less learned, shouted, Stop! This looks like an extremely dangerous lion, a monster. He will definitely kill us all. It's his nature. The friend who was putting life into the body of the animal said, You are a fool. What do you know in this field of learning? Even simple social settings you have failed. So, can you even talk about high level of education we have? We are good, highly educated people. We know what we are doing. And shut up for a while. So, it would be better if you keep shut up. Ignoring what the fourth friend said to the learned friend, started chanting the mantra to bring the animal back to life. The fourth friend shouted, Wait a minute, and he quickly climbed up a tree nearby. Then the three learned friend laughed in the act of this less learned friend. The third friend then the third learned person, a friend, put the life in the lifeless body of the monster lion. The lion sprang to his life and killed all the three learned men. The fourth friend safely went to his family, to home. So I must say this: the morale of this story is the soulful knowledge of the third, who is not educated according to this physicality, has saved his life to to go home and meet with his family again. So the learned one didn't listen to their heart and soul and didn't walk with the ethos of the creator, and they were separate in not in unity, and then given created given life to a monster, created the poison and the contamination, and the contamination killed the tree, and it will go on. So this is how, when we wish when we wish, as a page shared by Peggy, I will repeat again, the universe prepares ourselves in that a manner that we can see what we wished for. So we must protect ourselves and others also by our soul, and get rid of this contamination that has happened. and to be clean, to be in the universal community. So this is how knowledge works. Knowledge is in our soul always, and the soul interacts with the universal creator. So this is what I want to say, that this time we are changing, and be careful what you wish for, because all the mayhem created by all these so-called good men never worked. It's all contaminated, deeply, deeply in dense black matter. So I will say we have to get rid of this, of course, to be in the pure condition, as Rick says, everybody's planet Zeus, a dreamland. When we are in dream, now we will manifest the dream. As Jalal said, the land of the creator, the kingdom of heaven. So thank you everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shweta. How much we have to learn from Mowgli in the Jungle Book.
Yes, that is it. So,
Rudyard Kipling.
Yes, there are these stories are all over the world, all in the children books, and these are given in the children books of this. We have to read that. We have to read again this children book, to know the knowledge.
Yeah.
There is no knowledge is in E is equal to MC square. So this is the knowledge we have to have. This time, of course, as the time is coming very close, the train is here. So we have to do that. Thank you for listening me, everybody. Thank you, John. Thank you, Rick. Thank you, Jalal. Thank you, Dean. Thank you, Murray. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Shweta. And I would add something else.
Yeah,
we have so much to learn from Rudyard Kipling. He used to play, when he was 6 years old, he used to play with my great-grandmother.
Oh.
And at that age, he said he would write very interesting books. 6-year-old boy.
Yes, we can see the wisdom in his stories. The knowledge we can see. As I said, some soul didn't get contaminated by the physicality, they remain as they are, and then transmit, radiate all the good, the beauty, as this writers do. Yes, thank you so much, John. Thank you, Peggy. Thank you always. I love you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for your for your stories, Shweta. That was very, very nice.
Thank you, Rick. Thank you.
And just like to interject that we do have a attendee that's had his hand up for a while. So perhaps we could find out what the question or comment was from R. Thomas, who has been patiently waiting.
I was mainly listening, and it made me smiling. From a word of Zeus, planet Zeus, you went all around in a very, very big circle. I think what I understood of this planet Zeus, when Mr. Keshe mentions it, it's actually could be any given planet. I don't think that there is one planet where the creator lives. The creator is always everywhere, in every planet, in every galaxy. And in order to make things simple, why do people not just try to live now, like a child? A child doesn't live in the future, it doesn't live in the past. It lives now. That's why it's happy. And happiness is love. And love is what creates everything.
Well said. Thank you.
Yes, very nice. Thank you. Now I note that a further clue, perhaps, or distraction maybe, is that the planet Jupiter was called Zeus by the Greeks. And then it became Jupiter with the Romans.
Yeah, this is Marie. I still believe in that it's any planet Zeus. So
That's what I think too.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also have a theory that planet Earth came from Jupiter, actually. It was born from the planet Jupiter, spit out.
Oh, you have to read book number 2, Rick. Okay.
Do you also think that this is of any given importance? I think most of us are always trying to look much too far. It's so unimportant because everything is a whole. And I think when Mr. Keshe makes reference to planet Zeus, I cannot say it another way. It may be given any given planet.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Any given planet. You know, I tell my friends, don't look too far. And that is what everybody should try and do, is if our big souls like Buddha or Jesus or any other one talks about love, it is the present. It is now, it is today, and not tomorrow and not in the past. It's everything is so easy. I think we make ourselves as communities, as the whole everybody who is on the planet. We only look towards the problems. The problem of not having enough food when? Tomorrow. Or having had a problem in the past, but it's over. So I think that that's the whole idea, for instance, of Buddha. It's live today. You don't need to be a prince, or just go out and go on your way. And then you start finding out that what's really important is to be happy. And that is when you are in love. We learn it the first time when we fall in love. And over a certain time, this falling in love, if we can hold this moment, then everything is, and not was or will be. That is the schemata in which we have been sort of put into. We're almost forced from our surroundings. You have to think in the future. You have to think in the past, instead of just being, doing, but all in the present.
That's beautiful. I got a thought from listening to you, and I was thinking, I once asked Mr. Keshe a question, and he answered, "You are part of a structure." And I've been thinking a lot about that I'm part of a structure. So if you see this wholeness as a gigantic structure, and I'm part of that. I'm one of these small souls in this huge structure.
That is the beginning, because whenever you start being, this structure disappears, because there is no point of you being here or there or anywhere. But the beginning, sure, is from our being in the material time, in the third dimension. That is clear. We start there.
Understand that I'm part of this.
Of this being.
Sorry, Marie, your audio is cutting out there, so bandwidth problem. She thought she was talking, but it wasn't coming through.
True, yeah.
So there was a miscommunication there. But carry on.
But I think if we, of course, we're part of a structure, but this structure is as long as we are in the third dimension. But if we will go out of this third dimension, then suddenly time disappears. Structure as such as we know it disappears, and then we suddenly can be wherever we want to be, even on planet Zeus. Because we will create this planet Zeus. And on the way to this planet Zeus, which we are going to be, and when we have created it, we then meet other souls on the way. And we will feel when we meet these souls. And then we know how to communicate with these souls, because we will be, I'm sure we will talk the same language. And I think that is when peace will just be there. It's like appearing, but we will have to leave the third dimension. And we can go back and forth from the third to the fifth, to the sixth, to the seventh, to the eighth. And then, of course, there is somewhere a sort of a top, if we go by numbers. And yes, we will reach the ultimate being, the creator, because we're from the very beginning part of him or her, or however you want to name it. I think we come here into this third dimension to learn what is about structure and how to handle structure. And of course, to learn that we can wish for something, but we should learn also that we should not go and sort of take it, but suddenly realize that we have become it, or that we got it. And that is as a result, one finds out over all the years I've been on this earth, this time for 77 years, it's greed is something very unpleasant. And it's all out of greed that we go and kill. I, for myself, don't understand how this is possible that we go and kill. I sometimes feel like a bad, something bad if I kill a mosquito. But of course, I cannot hold myself and I don't let the mosquito just beat me to death. But this is the question about a fly, and we have a say in German. He couldn't do any bad to a fly. But there it really starts to think about what do we do in for instance killing animals. And maybe I don't know how somebody can kill another being. I couldn't do it. Of course, I do also eat from time to time some meat. But we have gone as humanity to the point where we here in Europe, there are people who are eating twice or three times a day. They're eating meat, and 7 days a week and 365 days a year. But if you start talking to them and they slowly get to the point where they understand that the transport of these animals, the way we treat these animals, that this has a very, very bad effect on us, because we know how stress is putting us down. And then we know that stress will also put the animals down. And there is that goes into the blood, into the flesh. And you can look how what do cats do when they take or chase a mouse? They torture the mouse for I don't know how long before they kill it. And what do they do then? They just take a little bit of blood and they get a high out of it. And it's also these animals, they came to where they are. We came from somewhere and now we are like this. And so I think what we should do is really try to live in the present. Because then if we're happy, we're not thinking of killing somebody else just to get what we want or what we think we need. Because we get everything we need. And it's really, it's going back to the source and being in our most inner being like a child. A child knows when it's happy, when it's giving a smile to the mother, it gets everything it needs and not what it wants. That is something we train the child when it's 2 or 3 or 4, sort of being the strongest. And then he gets what it wants. And that's where it starts. And that's where I think we should absolutely come back to the point where we have the families who start to everything. It's in the family where everything starts. And there we have to learn to be happy, to be good. I'm sorry, I have been talking too long.
No, it's very important what you said. And that's the truth. It starts in the families. But you must be conscious to change these things in the family. And I think it's a time, this time where we live now, when these things changed.
I think we are changing. You know, if you look around, I think also, like for instance, for the moment in America, where they try to sort of abolish even history. Why? Because it's how the Romans said, divided et imperat. It's to split everything apart, and then you can sort of dominate, and that's where I think it is slowly starting that people learn that this is not the way, that it's together and not apart, and that sometimes you wish for something, and if you are really looking around you, suddenly you get it but it is usually the moment when you think the last of it. And if we will have as a world community to go out of this third dimension into a new dimension, and I think it will come all by itself. And then we do have, of course, people like Mr. Keshe, who has enormous knowledge of many things, who is bringing us tools to be able to satisfy many of our needs. And as he once said, if we suddenly don't eat anymore, because we sort of get also the last 20% out of the fields, we are going to change. We don't need a stomach or guts or a lot of things, and we start looking within 1,000 or 2,000 or I don't know years, much different from now. But we can keep this beautiful idea of what mankind was. We had times where arts were at the point where we can really sort of we can build this in our ideas, or music, if we think of the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th, and even 20th century, the musicians, this is so beautiful how they were able to put their ideas on paper, and then we have interpreters who sort of understand this kind of writing, and they give life to somebody like Bach or Schumann or whoever, or Benjamin Britten, and if we go there and we take advantage of the moment and listen to these beautiful like buildings of sound, that's when we are in the now. And suddenly we stay in the positive feelings. And it's there, I don't know why, where it came from. We have done it for the last 5,000 or 10,000 years because we don't know very, very little, maybe from India. We can sort of imagine what this was. We also know that apparently there they have been fighting big, big wars. But we have seen that most probably because of fighting these wars, they suddenly disappeared. And so we should know that if we go on this way of fighting each other, we will disappear. But as always, mankind will come back because it creates itself. Because everything is there, it's the salt in the water, it's the metals which have been decomposed from the deserts into the water, and there is the whole builds up again to a structure which then can sort of start thinking. And if we do reflect, it has always been that we have always been destructing ourselves. And I think we should be very, very, very careful in just taking what we get and be, as Mr. Keshe said, humble. And humility is not submission. Humility is being in front of this absolute miracle of creation and the beauty of this creation. And then I think we're also allowed from time to time even to eat an animal. But of course, we confront it like they did in the past, where a peasant, at least here in my country, took one of the cows because she was old, was walking with her to the butcher, and was with her when the butcher put the animal down. And then there is no stress, there is nothing. The animal goes in knowing I had a beautiful life, and the people around will have food, but without forcing the animal to be eaten. If you go to Tibet, they do also eat meat, but only if a yak gets old or had an accident. And that's what we should do. I think we can, without anything, also eat vegetables or fruits or anything, because these are all in abundance, and they will be able to sort of live without needing all the seeds and so on. And over the years or centuries or millennium, we will come to the point where, yes, there will be again the sheep lying together with the lion, because everybody goes back to the point where we are fed through the fields around us. And then some point we will sort of be the field. And when we are the field, then we are in peace.
So that is your own planet Zeus.
That is, I think, everybody's planet Zeus. because we have no idea how many planets there are all around, and each one, as I feel in my heart, every one of us can become a planet Zeus. the time will, no, not the time will come, but there will be a moment when we realize we are planet Zeus, our own planet Zeus, as you said. Thank you for listening. So long stories from an old man.
Thank you. Anyone else want to say something about everything we've been talking about?
Maria, hi, it's Dean here. The information that we've just been given by an old man, a beautiful soul, has just spoken many, many truths that have enlightened and helped many people that are listening. The story is humanity's been going through a period of time, emotion of stress and disease through many environmental factors that have been brought about and put in a place to condition us to believe a certain ethos. The ethos of the foundation is peace and love for the whole of humanity. When you understand your soul and the souls that exist in the universe, that's all they are. They're pure field strength, energy packs of pure love. There is nothing else. And that will exist on this planet once more, once the souls really understand in their physicalities what is taking place right now. There's great wisdom in everything you said, and there's many wisdoms that we need to teach people soon, because you need to connect with your souls now. This situation we have that's ongoing on the planet is coming to a point when you will need to connect with your souls to be able to resonate to a certain position where you will still exist in all dimensions, in your physicality, in your soul level. You need to understand your true beauty and understand that the knowledge and the wisdom that's been given by many people on this platform. Many souls have come together, and the souls that are here have been placed by their souls. Every single soul here knows each other, is aware of each other. Your physicality, your physical body, you may not remember, but your souls do, and they're all connected across this planet. And this is why there's going to be a big party, because the souls are remembering, not the souls, the soul of physicality are starting to remember each other again. And once that's all connected, completely connected, all this death and destruction and environmental disease will be no more, because we'll all exist as one, because we are one soul. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. There is another soul teaching there to play, if we don't have anything else we want to discuss. What do you think?
Yes, I don't see any other hands up or particular questions.
It's only 5 minutes, this one. So it's
Yep.
short.
Yep, I'll put that up now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's reshare that sound. Okay. be ready to go there now. Let me begin.
Those of you who slowly get educated and mature in the operation of your soul will test, you will see, as I've said many times before, you need two entities of a large difference in field strength of gravitational and magnetical, that the interaction of the two leads to production of matter state or field state. We see it in the operation of the sun and the earth. Sun is hugely powerful. Earth is hugely weak. The interaction of the weakness, which has become matter state, in interaction with the fields of the sun, as I've said many times, is like a knife you put on the grinding machine. It creates different size of sparks. The interaction of the gravitational magnetic field of the earth and gravitational magnetic field of the sun creates two repulsion forces, which is the fields which are coming out, and two fields which are going in. This keeps the distance. Then it creates magnetical, is what has been reduced or what it needs to reach to the one to the other, which creates a gravitational. And in that process, the sparks are little part of the same. One spark, you can say, is hydrogen, but the bigger spark, bigger piece, when you put a knife to the grinder, is, let's say, gold. Now, if you imagine, and if you understood the teachings from the beginning, the soul of the man is the sun. And if you understood the teaching of last week, every element, every cell within the body of the man carries a soul. If you can gather those souls which are so weak as one energy in the palm of your hand, now that energy which you have created becomes the earth. The interaction between the sun, which is the soul of the man, with another sun, but in a lower strength, which is the structure of the soul of the elements of the body of the man in the hand of the man, becomes the earth, now grinded. The emotion, which is the interaction of the fields of the physicality in the interaction with the physical, with the fields of the soul, will create the entity which the emotion wants. Emotion wanted cancer in the prostate, it created it. Now the emotion wants gold in the hand of the man. How much would you like to produce? This is the wisdom of the universe. This is the only time we have seen this wisdom, which was just touched by, was used by two, Buddha and Christ. One in physical and one in intellect. So, what do you need? Why do we need to understand? Because then in the interaction of the soul of the man in the space, with the dimension of the physicality, you create the space within your soul, or you create an entity with the interaction of the field of your souls with the environment, and you manifest yourself. Blessed are those who understand. This is how easy it is. You are looking for spaceships to fly, but the spaceship of the man is within the soul of the man. The manifestation of the physicality of the man is the weakness of the man. If the man learns to travel with his souls the span of the universe, there is no need for a spaceship. Because the spaceship is the physicality of the man. I am the beginning, I am the end. The beginning comes from my soul, and the end is manifestation of physicality with the wishes of my soul.
You can stop the video.
This is what we got to learn. This is part of the teaching. And those
So that was the part called Manifest What You Need in Deeper Space from the 193rd Knowledge Seekers Workshop. So he starts with telling us about that you need two entities with a large difference in field strength, like the sun and the earth. And you let them grind, and it will create sparks in the grinding. And these different sparks can be hydrogen, anything, or gold, or whatever. And then it says that the sun is the soul of the man, and the earth is a collection of the souls of all the souls in your cells in the body. And you can gather them in the palm of your hand. This is the earth in your hand. And now you can grind it. And you use your emotion to get what you want. And the emotion, you have to be careful what you wish for, because the emotion can give you cancer, or it can give you gold. So you have to be careful in a way. Yeah, the fields of your soul in interaction with the fields of the environment, or in the dimension of physicality, creates an entity which makes you manifest yourself. So you can manifest yourself in deeper space. I can read that. I think I have to read it. In the interaction of the soul of the man in space with the dimension of the physicality, you create the space within your soul, or you create an entity with the interaction of the fields of your soul with the environment, and you manifest yourself. And that's when he says, blessed are those who understand. Okay. And it says you are looking for spaceships to fly, but the spaceship of the man is within the soul of the man. And it says, I am the beginning, I am the end. And the beginning comes from my soul, and the end is manifestation of physicality with the wish of my soul. So that was my quick summary. Any comments or questions?
Let me remind our attendees, they can put their virtual hands up and we can allow you to speak.
Rick, while we're waiting, I'd just like to say to Maria, thank you for that knowledge you just shared with us. For people that are listening and the souls that are present, it's so important that people who are new to this knowledge understand the power of their thoughts and their intentions. The most powerful manifestation you have are those two. They manifest in the matter state from the conditions and the environment that you build around yourself and the greater environment, they give you the ability to manifest what you really desire. So when we were said that be careful what you wish for, it's very, when you go through different conditions and environments in life, through different moments in your physicality, you reach certain positions where you may have a certain problem or something that arises. And if you feed that emotion to a certain position on your body, you can manifest the cancer on your body, or you can manifest something else. So your thoughts and your intentions are very, very important. And in the moments to come, the moment here right now, you need to connect with your soul and start having a beautiful environment that resonates around your physical body from your plasma in your brain. You know, this galaxy that you have within your physicality that holds the structure of yourself together. You can manifest anything. And when you connect with your soul, you can be from an atom to a universe. You are a universe, you're a walking universe, and you just need to connect with yourself. And that understanding will bring very many beautiful things to your physicality and to the family around you. Just believe in the beauty of the gift you were given, and the knowledge of the beauty of the gift we were given from Mr. Keshe and all the wonderful souls that are present within the foundation. It is a gift for humanity, for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean. That was beautiful. Any other wants to comment? Let's be discussing.
I think everyone has to be more conscious about himself to understand the deep meaning of this truth. And I think that needs the will to do this, and the will to understand it, and the will to be with you, with yourself, one with your soul. And I think it needs time. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Rick, if you go to the next slide, we can finish this presentation. So this is the contact information to the Universal Council, all the members of the council, and there are links to the charter, the UC mandate, the Earth Council Constitution, and the Peace Roadmap. Or you click further. Rick, you go to the next. And the next. Thank you. Okay, so then that finishes the presentation of the Universal Council for today. So anyone can take over. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marie. It was a beautiful presentation, lovely. And thanks to everyone who presented. There are a couple of questions in the Q&A. I see that Lee was looking for a Telegram link for the Nordic team. Is that something that you could help him with, or him or her with?
Marie? Yes, I can see if I can find it. Okay.
Okay, thank you. And Diane asks, are the different sects of natives, such as Native Americans, considered nations, or could they be? In at least a partial answer to that, I have, if I can, I think I've showed it before actually, but I've got a World Peace Treaty dated July 24th, 2017 from the Cherokee Nation of Indians, the nation of the Cherokee in America. And they have signed the World Peace Treaty as a nation and agreed to lay down all tools of aggression and war. Our nations shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war in the territory or any other territories or in space. And to this, the Aniwaya Nation agrees and swears to, which they're known by the Cherokee Nation of Indians, or the Aniwaya Nation. Probably pronounced that incorrectly, but and it's signed by two of the elders and has their official stamp on it, and the whole thing. Maybe I'll just briefly show that. I'll try to line up my video so you can see it here. Just bear with me a minute. Get this on the main screen and stop the share so we can see it, and then spotlight it. Okay, so this is the World Peace Treaty from July of 24th, 2017. And as you can see, it's pretty much what I read, and you see the signatures of the elders and the seal, and witnessed by elders as well. So that kind of set the precedent, you might say. Let me just get out of this briefly here, just a minute. Back to stop the video because I can't hold that very long. And so that document just shows that they expressed an interest to be part of the World Peace Treaty and to sign as a nation. That was in 2017, approximately 3 years ago. So in that time, at that time, Mr. Keshe was wishing that it was only for the nations as we know them as the countries of the world to sign on to, each country signing on to the World Peace Treaty. And since the leaders of those countries did not choose to do so, then representatives were appointed from the Universal Council to represent each country and to actually sign the World Peace Treaty on behalf of those countries. And Mr. Keshe at that time wasn't really thinking in terms of nations, of Aboriginal nations, which in the last couple of years, there's been strong movements toward recognizing the nationhood of many groups around the world, in the native groups or Aboriginal groups. So he has stated recently that they could now, the nations of like Indian nations or other groups of that call themselves a nation that way can now join as part of the World Peace Treaty signing of nations. So I expressed this wish to a native friend of mine a couple of days ago, and it's my wish that all of the native or Aboriginal, whatever they would like to be called, groups of the world could unite as one voice. We have over 600 nations in the United States alone, I understand, or in North America alone. So if they could all unite with one voice, because they do all express a wish for peace, if they could express that to the Universal Council as one voice for all these nations all over the planet, then that would be a very powerful voice that would be heard. You know, what if we could unite all of the Aboriginal nations of the world first and have them lead our so-called leaders of the countries into this peace agreement, or in fact, force them into it. So, and my friend that I expressed this idea to was in total agreement, and he's going to do his best to see if that can come about. So I think it's a good time for such groups to come forward and express the wish to be part of this World Peace Treaty and part of the new beginnings as expressed through the Universal Council and the Keshe Foundation.
Rick, it's Dean again here. That beautiful knowledge you've just shared is very true. All these nations, I mean, those beautiful nations, those people have got such special personalities, souls within themselves, and the souls that make up the greater soul. And it would be a great honor for humanity to join together like this and be loving souls together. The time of separation and war and all the things that have been present on this planet for far too long, that those conditions need to go now. They're part of a learning process that we've gone through. The nations now need to accept and embrace each other, the brothers and sisters, people right on our doorstep. Each nation that we're told to be separate from, that we're not. If you actually go to the real people and you actually speak to normal everyday people, very few people are actually aggressive towards each other than the conditions that they've been given for separation to divide each nation. We're all the same. We're humanity. We are just the same. We're all souls. And for these nations, each nation to come together as one is what we need right now. It's what we need as humanity, as souls that are present in this dimension. And it would be a wonderful period for mankind through the knowledge that Mr. Keshe and the foundation has given to humanity and is showing everybody constantly. And it's time now that these nations stood up. Each soul stand up and be recognized, and to take the control, to take your beauty back, your own soul, your own thoughts and intentions, and then give that to what you would say is a leader. The leader is within you. Each and every one of you is a leader. You start with yourself, and then each and every one of you with your thoughts and intentions can reach any leader. The power of your thoughts and intentions reach from an atom to a universe. So if you have a beautiful thoughts and intentions, it can reach every single soul. Understand the ability that you have, the gift you were given. Thanks, Rick.
Okay, and Mark had a comment regarding Zeus. See definitions of planet and Zeus origins. It's easier to see what Mr. Keshe is referring to. I think we sort of mentioned that as well. Marie, your microphone is open. I'll just mute you there. Jefferson says in the Q&A, hello to you all. I'm honored to have the opportunity to be here and interacting with you all. I have a question about plasmatic magnetic fields, vortex, that is trapped inside of a hydrogen atom, and that interaction with free plasmatic magnetic field around itself. Can it be called soul of physicality or transition matter of physicality?
All this is explained in detail in book 1.
Okay, and that's a good answer, probably. Is there anything particular about that that you would point out, John?
I didn't get your last words.
Anything you would point out about that in particular?
Well, fields are straight, and when you got two similar rays in a field, they interact and they start creating the vortex, and that's how you start interaction between different fields. That's what everything gets a ball rolling, doesn't it?
Can I say something, Rick, about this question?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that the man asked for what is the soul of physicality. Yes, you have used the word trapped. So this is all about your physicality. You know, the soul of physicality you are talking, because the freedom is within you, and you are maybe you are finding it. You are expecting the freedom like something else in this physicality. It is within yourself. If you are in a plasmatic condition, and if you are you cannot feel trapped, you know, and the soul will work. The soul of the man will work. If you are feeling trapped, then the soul of the physicality is working more dense to trap the volume of the soul, the all love of the soul. So you have to release the manifestation of the soul to be more magnetic, to be more in physically visible light. So the word trap will go away. I have all this experience. I know I was also trapped. Then I used this knowledge of the creator. And I understand what really freedom is. We cannot find freedom anywhere else. In this physicality, we are not free, because this is created like that. We are trapped indeed. But from within, if you go to the heaven, to the kingdom, to the soul, the king, you will feel the freedom. So this is my answer. If he satisfies like that, I'm feeling like that. So thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sweta, for that interpretation. We've got Jefferson with his hand up here, so perhaps you would like to say something directly. Go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon. I just entered to say thank you very much for your answers. I understood both of them. I'm just considering the difference between the words, maybe so, with the plasmatic and magnetic fields of different strengths and levels within the physical body, as well as in the soul of the man. And just trying to understand with my conscience first, to understand how the matter or the atom from the universe decay and becomes two different fields that interact with our soul. That's the question. I have so many questions. I don't know. I'm just learning with you all. Thank you very much for the answers and the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Well, Jefferson, my dear, the universe never decay. Our condition decays in the physical matter, and we call it death. And the soul again appears in the universe to become in the visible light again. So we interact like this. The universe is there always. The universal community, the universal love is there. We decay. The condition decays. As we create it like that, we create it with the contamination. So it decays with the contamination. So this is a moment to enhance every moment of love you have, to undecay. So you cannot decay anymore. So this is what I think in my soul level, that the universe is there always for us. The body decays as we create it in contamination. If we create it in love, then it will never decay. Maybe it will be in love of everything. We will love everything like you love your mother. For your mother, how old you are not old. You are like a child. You go and hug her like anyone else. You do that. So this is the universe. The mother is the universe. She looks like you as a child. Everything decays around you, but you live with her. So this is I am a mother. I know this is my explanation. Jefferson, I thank you.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I understood and I felt all that you want to say.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This video is one of the original ones, animations from a few years ago. And I think it illustrates that idea in a way of the rays and how they start out as rays and then become the plasma, which is the source of all of our existence as we see it and know it, basically. And so we see that the rays start out, but then they interact either with another ray or even with themselves, and then they start to bend. And the bending becomes an interacting plasma. And that can be the hydrogen atom that you were speaking of. Now generates its own fields. And becomes part of another process. Okay, just wanted to throw that in there as an example. I hear a voice. I thought I heard Mr. Keshe breathing in the background there.
Same here.
Yes, good afternoon. I've been here listening to some of the talks. It is nice to see how Universal Council members have started putting their time in and starting things to grow. And at the same time, as we do our work collectively, we see the next steps of growth of the foundation for the work of our humanity. As you were aware, we are heading for what we call the exhibition in Linz in Austria in 2 days' time, and everybody is literally to the limits, pushing everything through to show a new technology and a way of thinking, a revolution in science. And what the Keshe Foundation team has decided is that as we are what we call an as we are Austrian-based organization company, and as we are receiving a lot of support from the Austrian in developing and helping us to do the structure, the Keshe Foundation Austria has decided to make the entrance for all the Austrian nationals with a national passport absolutely free to the event. And this allows us with the publicities which are going out to attract tens of thousands of people to be introduced in Austria as become our base. And at the same time, this method allows us to pick up people who understand the knowledge to take the technology to the next step. And I think that will become a trend for us, as wherever we'll exhibit in the future, the nationals should have a free access to the technology to see and for it to develop. And as of next Tuesday, on Monday, all the Austrian citizens who want to understand the new technology, and as we are looking for thousands of new workers to set up the factories in Austria, we will be able to enjoy the pleasures of becoming part of the Keshe Foundation family in a bigger way. This way, we take charge to be what we call one nation, and in so many ways, we take orders on the structure of how the foundation will work. We start advertising city by city and in a way to attract by locations thousands of Austrians who lost their jobs back to work. And at the same time, introduction of new technology to the Austrian nation as becomes the headquarters of the Keshe Foundation worldwide. And in so many ways, trying to bring the knowledge to people is this way will become nationwide. And hopefully when we demonstrate these units in the coming weeks in different parts of the world, as we have set our structure to be able to do what we call a worldwide tour with the systems. We gradually build up our next steps with these systems most probably will be the beautiful city of Tehran in the next few weeks. And then we're to build up most probably to Beijing and thereon to other cities around the world to introduce the new technology, new systems. And as I said, we were waiting for the systems to mature. This is what we call a working exhibition. As the exhibition goes on, we test, we develop, and we share the knowledge accordingly. And so if you are an Austrian national, you're quite welcome to come to the exhibition. No other nationalities will be given the privilege. You have to have a passport, valid passport or ID. And then when we go to other countries, we expand it that way as we are bringing knowledge to be in the hand of people, not only knowledge seekers. We have a very big surprise for all the knowledge seekers on Thursday, that we would like you to be with us when we share this surprise with you. And in so many ways, you will see a developing exhibition, as I said. During the exhibition, we still develop technologies and we will show. And this is how we bring public to interact and public to become part of it. In so many ways, we were looking for people who are scientists in Austria and technicians. And this free entry and national advertising across the nation will allow us to attract the people who become of the caliber to be part of the whole organization of Keshe Foundation. We, in so many ways, start sharing knowledge in different way with public, where people can come and touch and understand and feel. They can handle materials and understand the knowledge. And in the coming weeks, we allow schools to bring students into the arena for them to learn, to become part of the new technology. And this way, we build up the interaction directly with people, as we have taken the main exhibition center in the city of Linz, the exhibits knowledge and technology. And thereon, we allow the development of the technology within nation by nation. As I said, our target is a flight by next year in collaboration, cooperation with the Iranian scientists and the rest of the world. And for the first time, now that we have opened the door to public to come and see, we expect a lot of people to be for the first time joining to understand this technology from the grassroots. And this will put a lot of pressure on the education side for teaching. But if you were with us yesterday as part of the One Nation operation in the Farsi teaching, we had big changes, and the heads of Iranian securities directly addressed the Keshe Foundation, Iranian Keshe Foundation members, that they confirmed on behalf of the Iranian securities and the office of the leadership that Keshe Foundation is a legitimate organization within Iran, intact with its logo and its ethos. And they said there is no problem with Keshe Foundation and its name in Iran. And this, as of today, has opened a lot of doors for us in Iran. So gradually, as we go from Austria to Iran and China and other places, nation by nation, we open the knowledge to public, and we let the public to learn and benefit by it. And this is what will bring new dimension to all of our work. So as we are making this planet one nation on a scientific and knowledge basis, it's the job of the Universal Council to reach in these directions, in these publics. And it will be a great pleasure that what we decided was, instead of waiting for the heads of governments and mayors and the others, they come and go, we bring the nations in. And we expect a huge turnout for these events, as is a scientific event. And with it, we will see how much we reach. One of our targets will be to move into Germany very shortly after the situation in Germany settles out. And in that process, we will directly address the technology to German technology car industry and all the automotives and the new systems and energy systems which should be disclosed. As I said, for the first time, what you dreamt about of the energy system, universal energy system, which is unknown to man, is being employed and deployed in parts of these units which are being demonstrated. And gradually we build it to a full structure that you can feed the energies within the, what we call the exhibition. We do our best to bring one nation, one planet, one race into reality of physical conditions of work. It's the job of you as a Universal Council members to keep the ethos and to spread the knowledge. Take actions to make sure we are in Austria, how you can work with Austrian knowledge seekers to spread the knowledge now that we have shown exhibitions. And we expect the support from all the Universal Council members in promoting and approaching, in delivering to every institute in what we call Austria, to be aware and to be able to come and visit. Every school, every governmental office, all are invited. You'll be invited, the leaflet in German will be released on Thursday. That will look for you, 10, 20, 30 of you members and the rest of the support team to flood the Austrian nation in every level with your emails, 10, 20, 100, to invite them to this. And from this, we make Austria a platform for the spread of the knowledge, technological, and we can keep this exhibition going for 3 months, 6 months. These are very heavy expenses on the foundation in running it, but we see it as a way to open up the scientific world into the operation. Now that we have received the solid backing by the Iranian officials, and yesterday, as was announced, the company, the Iranian Keshe Foundation, which is owned 90% by the Keshe Foundation, has become operational as a valid entity. And we link the Keshe Foundation Austria to China, to others. And in this process, I'm doing my part to make everything one nation. Is the job of Universal Council to support us to make that become reality for people to understand it. And if you can support Universal Council member support, or all the Keshe Foundation knowledge seekers around the world can support the spreading of the knowledge in Austria with 10 million population, we can build a solid base from here. We are establishing factories, employing thousands of people as the orders for the enhancement units are building up on other technologies. The same, we are setting up the factories as we've done now in China. And in so many ways, we start operating as one nation. Now we need to do, in a way, heavy campaign across Austria. We want every Austrian, every organization in Austria to be aware of the new space technology. And we look for the Universal Council for this support, by your moral support, or by spreading and sending these things across. Once we get Austria spread covered like this, then the other nations and the media will respond and will bring everything in. We are solid in Austria. We have a full structure, and now we have the technologies to show too. Technologies which bring billions of dollars into Austrian European market and Chinese and the Iranian. And with it allows us to facilitate what your wishes are in the spreading peace and technology. I would like to ask the member of the Universal Council to support the spread of knowledge. Let's concentrate on Austria right across every school, every citizen, everywhere, every media. Help us to spread and help us to build a new structure as one nation, as we build it step by step. I have committed myself to this for years, and now that we are going for this exhibition, it's a very simple, very powerful understanding of technology. Then we have next steps to come. Now, from here, as a manufacturing base we have, allows us financially to support your dreams. And with it, facilitate new technology that man does not go to war. I'm committed. Keshe Foundation Austria is fully committed, and some of the teams have not slept fully for a week, 2 weeks, making sure that everything is operational on Thursday morning. We will start spreading the knowledge, and we request from the Universal Council to support Austria fully for 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Just as you wish and you do, but at the same time, directly get involved and from it learn for how we can fully saturate the nation by nation, where the knowledge becomes available to everyone, where they can come, they can touch, they can feel. If you are non-Austrian, you still have to register due to the what we call security clearance. If you're Austrian, come and have a look and learn. And at the same time, we use this event for recruiting up to 2,000 people in the coming factories which are getting set up in Austria. Technology will be under full control of the foundation, and its benefits with the wish of Universal Council to spread their wishes and what they want. You would like to get involved in one, or hoping and wishing, or you want to get hands-on, cover Austria for us. From Austria, we cover the rest of the world, as has been one of the major centers of the power for centuries. One of the richest nations on this planet per citizen capita. And you're quite welcome to join us, but with the corona and all the restrictions, this is the best way, because Austrians don't need to pass quarantine. They're here. We have set up the structure. Now it's free for them to learn, and with it to teach. Thank you very much for your support. If Universal Council could work with us to concentrate for the next 3 to 4 weeks to spread to every home in this country knowledge and knowing that they can freely visit and learn the new technology. Thank you very much.
Mr. Keshe, could you take a question?
Yeah.
We had a question earlier about planet Zeus, and first of all, how is it spelt? Is it like Zeus as the god Zeus, or is it Zeus as in Dr. Zeus, or some other Zeus? And more importantly, what does that mean to you? What does that represent? And we had various people with their interpretation of what you might have thought, what they thought you thought. But we wanted to, I wanted to find out from you what's your current definition of that, or what do you see as planet Zeus, which you've referenced many times in your teachings in the past.
Planet Zeus to me means home. Means where I come from, with where I stay loyal to, and where my roots is. And in so many ways, is the beginning of the time, is the beginning of the beginning. And so when we talk about the planet Zeus, is home. And where everything started. And where there is more into life than the physical existence.
Is there any physical entity that would represent an actual planet Zeus then? Or is that not possible in the physicality?
Yes, of course there is.
Okay. Would that be at the
as a physical
center?
existence? Yes.
Would it be at the center of the universe?
Why does everything has to be at the center of everything?
Well, because the soul's at the center usually, so I just naturally
Is the soul of the man in the center of his body?
Well, some say the solar plexus, which is the center of the body, is pretty important. It's solar, it attaches to the sun, perhaps.
Mr. Keshe, have you hidden the location in your book in one of these secret references? This is Yvonne.
You're pushing it?
I'm asking.
In so many ways, a lot of things have been explained in the books, but especially much more of knowledge, a lot of hidden technologies are written in the books and in conjunction with the patents. If you understood the patent and you could relate it to a combination of papers and book, then you will unravel a lot of secrets. Don't forget, we wrote the original patent with some 20, 30 claims. Then we rewrote the patent to about 50 other patent claims. And then when we met with the panel of the scientists from European Patent Office in Den Haag. They explained to us in a very simple way what needs to be done. We went there for, as I said, 20 minutes meeting and ran to a long time because they said you have discovered the creation of gravity. And then they set out to advise us how to write it. And then we ended up with 300 and a half claims.
Are you still there, Mr. Keshe? Not hearing your voice. Maybe you're busy in the background. Okay, looks like we temporarily lost the connection with Mr. Keshe, so oops, he's back again.
Yes, I'm back. I don't know why I got kicked out. I don't know how much you heard.
We just lost about the last 10 to 20 seconds, I'd say.
So what did you hear? What was the last word?
Let me see. Anybody help me on the last
I can't
word?
recall. I can't recall. I was just trying to think of it. I can't recall what his last words were.
You were talking about the patent office and about 300 different
claims.
Yes.
Yes, if no, stay there. I'm gonna go and see because as I told you, systems are getting tested for final phase. They just asked me, I'm gonna go in the lab and see what is the question. I'll come back in 2 minutes or so. Just give me time. Keep them entertained.
Okay, well, we'll have to get Mark to play guitar, I guess.
That's Mario.
And Peggy to sing. I can tap on the desk to keep beat, maybe. Okay, well, do we have any other questions or comments, or any comments on what Mr. Keshe said?
How does the Universal Council plan to support the Austrian conference?
Now, there's a good question.
I know it was just asked and they may need time to think, but I think on the soul level, you can provide constant support, but then he said those will create a massive shortfall in the finances of the foundation if the conference continues for 6 months or a year.
Well, he did mention the idea of bringing in, people from the local areas, from the country of Austria in particular, that were qualified and, quality people that could offer something to the Keshe Foundation to, do research or do help out, support in many ways. There's so many ways to be able to support. Sorry, go ahead. I hear a voice.
I said we all are present, dear Mark, with dear Messiah in his wish. We will contact every person to be contacted. We like to contact them and we will contact. And I know this will be, well, in physicality, we say a great success for humankind, for humanity. And this will give an enlightening light to all the nations to be in this beauty and totality. And we are present in it. Thank you, Rick.
I'm back.
Oh.
Is there any other questions?
Yes, I have another one, Mr. Keshe, although you haven't finished with the first one. If you're going to spend so much money on renting this exhibition hall, why aren't you looking for somewhere permanent there as an exhibition hall of the Keshe Foundation's work?
We have to do this because if it's an office or somewhere or we rent a building, does not have the international coverage than international exhibition centers. I've been in world of business for over 30, 40 years. And scientific things cannot be shown in anywhere but international arenas exhibitions. Otherwise, Ford company can do it in any of garages. That's why we go to exhibitions. Understanding concept of exhibition is there where you go to, you expect to see new things in a neutral position.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe.
This comes from years of experience in international trading. Because when we used to exhibit, if people want to see you, they come to your office. But when you exhibit in the international arenas, is where the world come to see. It has a different psychological pattern of acceptance of energy. And this is how it is, understanding the position. We were told by the officials of the Iranian embassy, move the exhibition to Vienna. I said, no, we stay home. If we would have moved the exhibition to Vienna, we would have had thousands of more people. But every time we have to have an exhibition, we are Austrian based, we work from home base. People have to learn, they want to see a space technology, they come to Linz. And this is how it's going to be. We will exhibit from now on most of our products in the countries we work. We run our factories. Austria, Iran, China, Brazil, US. I have chosen more or less one country per continent. The new headquarters of Keshe Foundation in Africa has moved to Nigeria. We soon will open a factory, large factory in Nigeria. The Ghana factory has been moved from Ghana to Nigeria and is being headed by Alex. Alex has moved into Nigeria last 2 weeks ago, and all the factories, everything bought for the factory in Ghana is moved under his leadership to, in this next few weeks, to Nigeria. We have invested over millions of dollars, at least a couple of million in Africa, to set up Ghana. Now we move everything into Nigeria. And we already have the property there, we already have everything, we have the center. Now we go with the man we trust, not somebody who was put in the Keshe Foundation by the Belgians.
Well, that's good news for Nigeria.
Yes, it'll be good for Africa because Nigeria is one of the largest nations in Africa. We'll see how we go and how the fair will build up, and we'll see.
Can we bring you back to the first question, which you were answering? You were talking about the patents and the books.
Yes. What about them?
How are they linked? In what ways? Would you...
The patents are written on the back of the books and scientific papers. That's how we had the knowledge. That's how the patent came to be written. There are a number of the papers which has never come public. There are a number of scientific papers which mankind will not see in open spaces. It's written because in time man will understand. Over 400 scientific papers written by, you're only aware of about maybe 50 of it. Everyone has been signed. They're all been signed and sealed by the notaries and the lawyers and public notaries.
Will these patents be released in a
Your patents already been released. Our patents are open. Some of the papers will be released in time.
I think I was referring to the papers, but...
Yeah, some of the papers will be released in time when man is more knowledgeable.
So you're just waiting for everybody more or less to catch up to a certain level before you...
At the moment, everybody's a tomato. We're waiting for the catch-up.
Okay.
Yeah, but there is a lot of the knowledge. There is in the last 50, what do you call it, claims of the patent, there is a lot of hidden space technology. Very much hidden, because I wanted to be added to deep space. In one of the patents, especially if you combine the health patent, the nanotechnology patent, and I think it's claim, it's somewhere around 294, 298, somewhere around there. You will be able to live in a space without any connection to any points of space, which means you become immortal.
You say 294. Are you referring to a workshop, a page, or...
No, there's a claim.
A claim.
A patent has so many claims.
Yeah, patents arranged in claim numbers, basically.
I see. Okay. Thank you.
Anyway, we'll see what comes up. We'll see you on Thursday teaching, and I hope we'll see a beginning of, as I said, a request from the Universal Council to help to bring the knowledge in the first step to the whole nation of Austria. By the way, the last time we asked you to help us with, what do you call it, global or the independent, we are here just to pray and not to do anything. For those of you who would like to do something, let us concentrate on Austria. Every position, every email, every organization, every chat, every embassy, every mayor, everywhere, every newspaper, every television you can get your hand on. We released this paper, the invitation called the leaflet, and you cover the internet, and we cover through hard copy, door to door. Every house in Austria will receive one. We use our own method and our ways to spread the knowledge across 10 million, 8 million, 8.8 million population of Austria. As from it, we are looking to employ thousands of people into the industry which is built and developed in Austria. Thank you very much. See you on Thursday morning.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe, and great success with the exhibition.
We already succeeded in opening the exhibition.
Wonderful.
We have a close collaboration with what we call the population, and we go through the population. This is how it should be. As we are governing, we have to govern through our own style, sharing knowledge really with the people and the public. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Keshe. We do have one question from Diane. Where can I buy hard copies of Mr. Keshe's books 1, 2, and 3? Not sure if they're available right now. Let's see, let's go to the store here. I see the Kindle editions are available. Well, it does mention the paperback version here. Yeah, it does look like they're available according to the store. So you can go to the bottom of the store products and let me see, at the bottom you'll see the books, book 1, book 2, and book 3. There's a book pack 1, 2, and 3. Let's have a look at that. You can click to purchase the Kindle edition, but there's also, it shows them in the physicality as shipping time 30 to 90 days for 89 euros for the book pack of book 1 plus book 2 and book 3. That's not signed. Also available in Chinese. Oh, I'm sorry. It says out of stock. So that's what I said is not true. It's currently not in stock for the books, so you can click to purchase the Kindle edition.
And that'll probably come in the future, as Mr. Keshe had said. They secured the numbers, the patent numbers or something that you need to have ownership of the physical books to sell.
And let me just share the window that came up there. Oops, sorry. I still didn't get it right. There it is. This is the link that's from the store, goes to Amazon Kindle and shows the Universal Order of Creation of Matters, book number 1, for example. And it's 295 pages, and that's it. I don't think you can print from Kindle, so you'd have to use some sort of device in order to read it. You can read on, as it's mentioned, you can read on any device, whether it's desktop or mobile or iPhone or Android. So that is available until they get to be able to print the actual books, which I think that's in the cards, but there's also a lot of books that are being held, I believe, in Belgium and not released yet. So yeah, Doug just mentioned there's hundreds of hard copies still locked up in Belgium. So perhaps the Belgian government will have a revelation and elevation of their consciousness and agree to release those hard copies in the near future. Many miracles are occurring in our world, and it's even possible that that could happen. Maybe we could wish it so. I'm present for that wish. I'm sure many others are. Okay. I think that's all I can give for information on the books for now. And you can find that link in the bottom part of the KF store. Okay. Do we have any other comments or questions? Or shall we wrap things up for today? We're at what, the 4.5 hour mark here? There was one question that came up regarding the patents in the live stream, and from Freed stating there's some people who instigate that the patents are not patents. What would you tell these people? So I answered that they are actually patent applications, and that way they can actually remain public. Because if they had become actual patents, they would have been instantly taken off the patents as national security, because if it's too advanced technology to be accepted as a patent and not go into the national security category, which means it gets removed as a patent. The government takes over, you lose your rights, and everything goes dark and black. And that can occur for even someone, for example, in the US, if you invent an electric motor that's more than 20% more efficient than the current electric motors that are available, then that patent can't become public according to the laws. It's a national security issue at that point. So by keeping the patents as a patent application rather than trying to force it as a patent. It actually had a beautiful blessing in that it's still available to the public, all 100+ pages in detail, detailing how to create these reactors, the technology and theory and plasma technology behind it. Everything from creating materials to creating gravity are all in the patent. It's an amazing document. It's still incredible. It still amazes me, and I reference it even more so lately. Okay, if there's nothing else, let's wrap things up for today. Oh, one thing I could mention is it'd be nice if the Universal Council could find a piece of music, either original or non-copyright, let's say, free, or whatever, to add to for an ending musical, a musical ending for these workshops. It might be nice. I don't have anything right now, so I will end the workshop as it is, with a number of people claiming they are present, with the previous wish for the hardcover books to come out from under the covers. And
Rick, would you share some of the upcoming, like the Reactor group and so on?
yes, I was about to mention that. Thank you, Mark. So we have the Keshe Plasma Reactor group starting at 7 a.m. at Central European Time on Wednesday, which is, strangely enough, Tuesday today at 10 p.m. Pacific Time. And I look forward to anyone who would like to present something or have questions they'd like to ask, or there's some old timers that show up that can be of service to explain things to others, and there's old timers that need the fresh energy and insights of the young newcomers as well. So we welcome everyone to the Keshe Plasma Reactor group, which I've been running for, I don't know, an unknown number of years, more than 6. And we have a full range of topics that we touch on and try to bring out the plasma technology and the plasma teaching with the topics that we do initiate. And it'd be great if someone could show their example of levitating saucer in their garage. Been waiting for that for a number of years, or a car that's, actually able to levitate itself. But it's okay, because now we have the soul teaching, which is actually advancing quite nicely in that group as well. So we're no longer stuck on the physicality things in the Keshe Plasma Reactor group, because it turns out we are all plasma reactors. All right, and then of course the Knowledge Seekers Workshop on Thursday at 9 a.m. Central European Time, and that's promised to be quite a significant workshop, and with lots of surprises. So I invite people to stay tuned to that one live in real time if you can. Okay, if there's nothing else.
And then, of course, Rick, the assortment of language communities that meet, for example, the Italian, the French, the German, the Portuguese, and so on, that are available to the public. to join.
Yes. Most of the people that know in the Keshe Foundation of any of those languages pretty much knows how to get there to the live teachings of that language, I believe. And if not, they can get a hold of, well, the best people would be the Universal Council member of that language or support members of that language. And they can direct you to the latest workshops when they're happening, and any other materials that are available, such as the playlists and so on.
And that way they can link up with local people in their area, perhaps.
Yes, exactly. And there's also the Telegram groups in various languages and countries. So there's plenty of opportunities to interact, as well as Facebook groups and other usual meets. Okay, I think that wraps it up. Thank you everyone for attending the 133rd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace for Tuesday, September 1st, 2020. And especially thanks to the Universal Council for making these shows possible. Okay, bye everyone.